So yeah, things are spicing up in our ranking videos because now we are moving further up the pitch where it is getting more and more difficult, if you put it, to rank players because we have loads and loads of players, in these positions. And now we are over to the other side of the pitch and we're talking about the top right wingers in Premier League history. I mean, we've been blessed with a lot, but who do we think are our top three best? We're starting with you, Max. So give us your number three pick for the top three right wingers in Premier League history.
Let's start with probably one of the freshest one in my list at least, because here's Riyad Mahrez, and I feel like the thing why I put him in top three because he was the star of Leicester team, and also he was kind of flashy in Man City after moving, and he won trophies with two different teams, especially with the Leicester, which is actually insane to still realizing that. And his stats was not probably the best on this list, definitely not the best, but his skills like dribbling, fast pace crosses. I mean, he was just the guy that gives you some energy on the pitch, and he can bring all team up together to do some stuff at the attack. So I feel like he deserves to be in top three.
Yeah, fair enough. Victor, your number three.
I'm going with Cristiano Ronaldo here. I feel like it's really telling that he was the last Premier League player to win the Ballon d'Or before Rodri last year, and that was all the way back in '08. He had that transformative effect on the division, and especially in that second half of the 2000s. And honestly, I think I would have put him even in second place here if he hadn't come back to United in 2021. But like this, with everything that went on 4 years ago, he gets the third place from me. He was a great player, but I've never been one of his fans. I was initially thinking of actually leaving him out of my top three and going with Gareth Bale for this spot, but ultimately I gave it to Cristiano Ronaldo because of the trophy cabinet and the Ballon d'Or win.
Yeah, fair enough. And my number three pick is also a Manchester United player, but I'm going way, 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 way down memory lane. Yeah, and my number three pick is George Best. My number three pick is George Best, actually. And yes, for the recent audience, I mean, those that started watching Premier League recently, I did not even watch George Best, but it was so good that over the years I've heard about him and I've been forced to, look him up, watch about him, read about him. And from everything I've seen, there's no reason why he was not. I mean, he should not be in my top three. He marks the eye test, he had the numbers test, he had everything, and he also won the Ballon d'Or as well. So George Best is my number three pick. And so moving on to number two, Max.
I feel like it's gonna be kind of controversial because he was never like a proper right winger. He was switching between wings, I'd say. Here comes Raheem Sterling, and you'll probably not like this one, but obviously in his prime, he was definitely an X factor for Man City. I'd say he was doing great things. He was scoring a lot of goals, giving assists. Yeah, guys, you can laugh about it because back in recent years he was a definitely not good player, but back in the day for at Man City and a couple of years at Liverpool, he was really a key player for both teams, and I'd say that he can stand here.
Wow. What a pick. Victor, over to you for your number two pick.
I mean, I was going to come at you for picking a player from before the Premier League era a little
Mm,
bit, but I mean, this just takes the
yeah.
goddamn cake. Raheem bloody Sterling. Ah, I don't know how to come back from that. Yeah. Okay. Straight face again. Okay, for number two, I'm one of those people who thinks Riyad Mahrez did better in the Prem than Cristiano Ronaldo. This isn't just about the fact that he has more title wins than Cristiano Ronaldo, but more about his impact. Whether he was with Leicester, which, I mean, let's face it, that's one of the biggest success stories in any sport, not just football. It was a genuinely magical moment that we probably witnessed something like this, especially in this day and age. We're lucky to have seen this within our lifetime. So his success with Leicester and with Man City, I feel like he was just mesmerizing to watch, and I can't think of the right winger position in the Prem without mentioning him.
Yeah, that's top name indeed. But for my number two pick, I'm going with Cristiano Ronaldo, and I'm going with Ronaldo because obviously I buy into what Victor said because I feel he sort of tarnished his Premier League reputation by coming back. I mean, he was flawless until he came back, but regardless of whether he came back and whatever he did, I feel Ronaldo is just legacy. It's just legacy defining. And when you think about right wingers to have graced the Premier League, if you don't mention him, I mean, the fact that he still remains the last person from the Premier League to win the Ballon d'Or, he won all the awards in '08. It was simply unplayable. I just think Ronaldo has to be number two. There is no better number two for me than Ronaldo. Regardless of how I don't like United, Ronaldo is my number two. Yeah, and moving on to the top spot, uh, Max, your number one spot.
Careful
Hoping
what you
you.
say here, mate. Careful.
Yeah, guys, you should remember that I put Ronaldo as a right midfielder, so I
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it on this list. So here's nothing to choose between because definitely Mo Salah is the best right wing in probably in whole history of football. Actually, not only Prem. And I mean, I don't really feel like I should talk a lot a bit about him because he was 4 times best goal scorer and he's not a striker. He won 2 Premier Leagues while they didn't win that for a long time before him joining the club. Also, he won an UCL. He won everything with Liverpool, and he's also the star still, even at his quite a big age. And his stats are just, I don't know how to even say that. I mean, he's still scoring almost 30 goals, being as a winger and being 33 years, and still breaking some records every quite season. So he's definitely number one.
Yeah, fair enough. And Victor, do you have anything different?
Yeah, at least Max has redeemed himself a little bit after that number two shocker. Yeah, I mean, you said you weren't going to say much about him. Don't worry, I will. My number one is Mo Salah. I mean, absolutely shocking, right?
Mm.
Um, Look, I know the debates will always rage on about him, comparing him to Thierry Henry, to Cristiano Ronaldo, and other superstars of that level. But the fact that for me, whatever you look at, he ends up on top in these comparisons, and yet he's somehow still glossed over and underrated by plenty of people who are outside of the Liverpool fan base. The only argument against uh, Salah would be some people might say, oh, he had that Pushkash award for that goal against Everton and it was not really deserved. And with that, I agree. There were better goals that year. But even that argument, the only one that I think has any legs, even that one you don't see come up often against him. Yes, he only has 2 Premier League titles, at least for now. But I don't think that's the only measuring stick. Kolade and I were just talking earlier, and Salah's availability is second to none. You know he's there, and he'll be there for well over 30 games every Premier League season. Of course, AFCON notwithstanding, but still, he he has just done stuff and reached numbers that most players who lace up a pair of boots in the Prem can't even dream of. He's got 273 goal contributions in 301 Premier League appearances. That's the sort of ratio that should not be sustainable in a division like the Premier League. This isn't Spain. This isn't Netherlands where they're scoring like crazy. And you had Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo breaking all sorts of records in Spain, right? But this shouldn't be sustainable in the Prem, and yet he's doing it every year or almost every year. He's my number one right winger. He's actually my number one overall winger in Premier League history. And yes, I know I put Henry in number one for left wingers. Sorry, Arsenal fans, Salah is head and shoulders above Henry.
We are not sorry about Arsenal fans are not sorry. We know who the better player is, but of course, my number one pick for the right wingers is also Mo Salah. And just to add to what I think Victor has pretty much explained everything, but just to add to what Victor said, I think for me the only disservice Salah has is that compared to all some of these other players you mentioned, Henri and the like, Salah is not as aesthetically pleasing on the ball as some of these guys. But the main aim of football is to be efficient. And I think Salah does that every time you ask it of him. He can do it. He can score. He can pass. He can dribble. He can breeze past the opponent. And he can literally do everything you ask of him. And I'll say this, and this might be a controversial opinion or not. If Salah was English, he will probably be regarded as one of the best players to ever grace the Premier League. If he was an English player, he will be regarded more than he is currently. That's my opinion about Salah. If he was English, we would be giving him more respect than he currently gets. And I also think that by the time he retires from Liverpool, he's easily going into the Hall of Fame in the Premier League. So yeah, Salah is
Yeah.
easily my number one right winger of
And
all time.
if if I may interject, actually,
Sure.
I was thinking as I was putting together my top three for this episode, I was actually thinking, okay, more to your point, he's not as aesthetically pleasing. He can certainly dribble when he wants to and when the situation asks for it, but it's not his go-to thing, so to speak. But just imagine how much he would cost if he were Brazilian.
Probably 300 million.
I mean,
Probably more than Neymar.
Neymar went for almost 200 million pounds, right?
Yeah, it will probably cost 250 or something. But yeah, anyways, that's all we have in this video. To our viewers out there, do you agree with Raheem Sterling being the number two right winger of all time? Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about Mo Salah, if he's indeed underrated despite everything he has achieved in the Premier League. And we're waiting to hear from you guys.